Mute. Am I here? Hi, you guys. Ha! Hi, Carla. Hi, Beth V. Hi, T-Barb. How are you doing? T-Barb, we have a new moon solar eclipse coming up. We're going to get whacked. We'll talk about that more later. April 30th. Eek! Hi, Stacy. Hi, Giggles. Excited I'm on. I am too. Hi, Marie. Hi, Jacob and Charlene and Mama Bear and Paisley. Pammy. Sandra, hi, you guys. Yeah, I did not even want to make mention that I might go live because, you know, the way things go around here. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I solved my problem from last time with my wonky screen. I had to update my iPad. I had to update the app. And now I'm not even going to go there. The chat is being displayed live, which will be nice on replay for all you guys. And hopefully I won't buffer. But I am not going to mess with this stuff anymore. I'm pointed the right way. I'm live. Things are going well right now. Okay. So yeah, I wish I could be on more as of late. Like I told you guys last time, I'm in the middle of this massive kind of minor project. What is a minor project when you're working on your house anyway? Does that even exist? I think a minor project is just changing a light bulb. But we needed to change the ceiling tiles, and because we were having some mice and some critters, and now, oh boy, the insulation, I have found so many nests. I cannot believe the prior owners. There's like used boxes of like poison all over the place. Eek! It's really messy and nasty. So hopefully by this weekend, my son's coming home. He can help out and hopefully we can get like the majority of this stuff done because I don't like leaving those ceiling tiles open. But anyway, that is just where I've been. That's why I haven't been around. It's why I haven't been wearing my bracelets, and I put them on tonight before I came live, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better because the energies out there are just so way out there, especially with the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. I mean, talk about expansive and endless and not sure where things connect to one another, and things just kind of drifting here and drifting there, and is it all connected? And it's just kind of this weird space. And I'm just kind of not even going to get into trying to interpret all that because it is so much, and all of this stuff that is so much is opposite Jupiter in the United States natal chart, so that adds another angle to it. It is weird, but the splash that I do like with it is the optimism that even when we are looking at stuff that we're not really sure what we're looking at, instead of going down the fear rabbit hole, it's like, I'm going to be optimistic. I am going to try something else. I know we're up a bunch of crap, but who cares? Let's just dive in there and go, kind of thing. You know what? I need to lift this up a little more. And as if that wasn't enough, with everything that's going on, we are in eclipse season. We've got a new moon solar eclipse on April 30th. I think that's around... I think it's around, the sun and moon will be at around Taurus, 10 degrees. For those of us with Scorpio, 12 degrees sun. And Uranus is going to be at 14 degrees Taurus. Those degrees, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 degrees in fixed signs. This is going to be, I just feel like the rug's going to get pulled out from underneath us. Not so much in shock and surprises, but that our world is going to be turned upside down and we have to adapt quickly. I don't even know if Mercury is retrograde then. but that might be coming soon. So we are in the final fumes since the last full moon eclipse last November 19th, which was at 27 degrees. The moon was at 27 degrees Taurus. The sun was at 27 degrees Scorpio. And that lasted for 2 or 3 hours. It is the longest. It was a partial, but barely a partial lunar eclipse in centuries. And whenever we keep hitting that 27 degree mark related to that eclipse, it's bonkers. Like, okay, yesterday or the day before, what day is it? Like Monday, Tuesday, it was just a bad news day. I can't even remember anymore. But on that day, Mars, remember I said 27 degree mark? So we had the sun and moon, the full moon eclipse the moon was at, and that was November 19th. Okay. Well, Mars, like on Monday, Tuesday, Mars was 27 degrees Aquarius. An exact square to this, so it's setting stuff off everywhere. That's why it's just been kind of crazy nuts. I cannot, I know I keep saying this every week, but even more so, I can't keep up with this stuff. I feel like this astro stuff is starting to slide away from me, even though Spirit is saying, no, there's just so much upheaval, no one can sort it out. Go work on your ceiling. But this too is the USA moon is at 27 degrees Aquarius. So we the people, things are opening up. So that's happening. And this Mars finally goes into Pisces in the wee hours. I thought it was going to be tomorrow. No, it's going to be in the wee hours Friday, like at 3 a.m. on Friday. And I don't know if that's Eastern time or, standard time. We have like a day and a half or so of this, and we will get relief. I'm going to tell you why really quickly, and then I'm going to check in with you guys. Because this, is there a mole? Can you guess what the topic is going to be? Wait till you see this stuff, you guys. But I have to show this to you. So this Mars-Saturn, these are the two malefics. They have a malevolent influence, especially together. You get to this midpoint, and that's like where you see a lot of like death, the type of things, endings, Mars's aggression. Saturn can be ruthless and cold. When the devastating stuff, the war crimes that we're discovering now that happened in Mariupol, Venus had been orbiting between them. And when Venus got past Saturn, because last time maybe 2 times ago, I wanted to draw cards on this. What is the good that's going to happen? And I stopped. I didn't draw cards because Spirit was saying people might have a relief, but you don't know if it's relief because of the nightmare that was happening before. And that's what I was downloading, and I didn't grab cards. And I couldn't explain it at the time. So they are the malefics. Saturn is still in Aquarius in its dominion. I think is it like 20? I don't even know what it is right now. I think it's like 23 Saturn. Mars passed Saturn. Now it's like 27. It's 28 degrees now in Aquarius. Okay. I don't even know if you can see that. 23 Aquarius for Saturn. Mars, I think right now is about 28 Aquarius. Mars is going to go into Pisces here shortly. And this is why spring doesn't feel like it can't spring forward. It's been very frustrating. The half of the U.S. has been freezing cold since, this started. I think since spring started. Things have been slow going. It feels like winter still has its grip on us. The darkness of winter, the doldrums, it was quite depressing in January because we had Venus retrograde. There's no love in the air. Well, Mars rules Aries. Mars takes the reins in Aries season and gets us going. But it has felt held back because it right now is in Aquarius. So it has to operate like Aquarius does by its ruler, which is Saturn. So Mars is still under that rule of being more Saturnine. When Mars gets into watery Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. It's gonna totally feel different. However, we're coming up to a full moon right then, which is Mars Saturn is building to that full moon. So I know I keep saying, please be patient, please be patient. Things are changing, but the nuances are just so small. And then we are swimming through this Jupiter-Neptune, like we can't even see the boundaries of things right now. That makes sense. Let me check in. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Hi, Electrostorm. I knew you would be live tonight. Yeah, I'm feeling like I just should not even speak it out to the universe. Because, you know, my Mercury, it seems like when I get hard things going on with my because my Mercury is exactly opposite my Saturn limitation. So when I speak, hey, I'm going to go live, if my Mercury and Saturn are being tested or strained, it like never works out for me. And right now, Mercury is opposite my Mercury. It's moved off, and that's the other reason why I didn't say anything. So, oh gosh, yes, tornadoes and severe weather. Okay, hello. Yes, thank you, Ellen Ramos. Greetings, hello, Clarence. I know, I'm sorry, T-Barb. Hey, everyone. Okay, I see all you guys. Okay. So that's where we are right now. So just hang in there for just a little bit more. And my kids are just so tired of hearing me say this. Anything else here? My notes over here. Yes, this Mars Jupiter is going to give us the energy that despite all this muck and garbage, I can't help but shine and be optimistic. So if you are feeling that in the ethers and you feel a little bit of optimism, a little bit of courage, you know, wandering around you, grab it and go for it, okay? Because it is definitely floating around. And so this is, I want to talk about this, you guys. So I looked at the quarter moon. And again, the charts changed. And I'm like, what is going on? There was a massive, massive change when I was looking at things in DC. I focused a lot on what's going on in the Moscow chart. And things just were not linking up until the very end. I think maybe I was reading on the Joint Chiefs. And I was like, wait, who are they talking to? They're talking to someone about a plan that's out there? And then I was like, is there a mole? Maybe in the Kremlin or the Moscow that is working with the good guys here? Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this stuff. Okay, so I was just going back and forth with the charts. So, and I wanted to double check before, actually I'm going to leave this here. I wanted to double check before I went live because this is really cool. And it brings a lot of clarity to some things, especially with the GOP. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about this chart and we'll talk about it, okay? Good evening, Miss Cat. Okay, Linda Fuss is in the house. Yay. So, things do feel pretty dreary. Mars is at the 29th degree. We're in eclipse season. We're heading to a full moon, and my God, whatever is on board for that full moon cannot get off the roller coaster. Yes, a roller coaster. Because I think this, oh shit, I think this full moon might be an exact square to Pluto and our Pluto return. Hello. Yeah, things are a mess. Things are a mess. But the good thing is that nobody's in, well, the GOP doesn't realize how bad it is for them. And Biden, I don't think, realizes, and the Dems don't realize how much true leverage they really, really have with this transit. Although I feel like Biden is kind of, he's optimistic. He has faith. He's a rising Sag. I think he's just kind of bowled over by what's going on right now. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? But he's like, oh, well, let's go, So this was a quarter moon last Saturday in Washington, D.C. This is D.C. This is the little Earth that spins here, all the constellations in the sky. So when you woke up that morning in D.C., on the eastern horizon as the sun rose, we have Capricorn on the ascendant, which has to do with governments. It has to do with Saturn, ruled by Saturn. Moreover, 21 degrees Capricorn on the ascendant. And of course, I was like, what? Well, that's where the sun was at the great Saturn-Pluto reset, change in world power, world governments, back on January 12, 2020. And wow, do world governments feel like they're shifting and changing? Hello, we got Sweden and Finland who are like, maybe we'll join that NATO club. Might be a good idea. Just got to hope that the GOP is on board, right? They could be a wild card. But we'll look at that after the eclipse and once Mars gets into Pisces, okay? So this is the top of the chart, the bottom of the chart. The top of the chart has 14 degrees Scorpio. That's where the sun hit its highest point on Saturday. You guys don't know this because I didn't show you the chart, but was it last week before this? DOJ announced basically a $5 million bounty on that guy whose name shall not be said, SEMION. The top of the chart was 13 degrees Scorpio. For that, when that announcement came out, this is 14 degrees Scorpio. So this is like a restructuring of world power. And now the big guns, the big guys, the, kingpin is in play. That's how serious things are getting. However, you will notice there are no planets in the skies of Washington, D.C. So what's happening? We have the pundits who are directing the dialogue. Maybe they won't have charges. Maybe, J6 won't present DOJ with charges. Maybe this, maybe that. Maybe Warnock is doing terribly in Georgia. Maybe Biden's poll numbers. I'm so sick of all of this because I do not know one person, not a whisper of anybody, who is saying any of that stuff again. So, all the planets are beneath the horizon. We cannot see what's going on. It's just conjecture. And it stinks. But in Moscow, on the other hand, oh my God. At this quarter moon back on Saturday, when the sun rose, Moscow looked to the east at this quarter moon. What was on the horizon? Cancer, 13 Cancer. This is the sun of the United States of America. So number one thing on their mind, giving them life, is the United States of America. That's what they're thinking 24/7. We have each other in each other's crosshairs. Isn't it interesting that it's not Moscow that we have at the top of the chart? It's their kingpin mogul, whatever his name is, Mobstervich. But they have all the planets in the sky, and what's happening? Okay. That's just what I want to say about that. Those two. I mean, there's a heck of a lot more stuff going on. But if you will notice here in Moscow, because I've been doing their chart, that there's see these arrows? Those are the astrology cards that I picked that say who's in charge and who's doing what. So it's like what's happening over the skies over Moscow with the USA coming over the ascendant. It's not like the emperor or Mars force or someone in charge. No, we have the astrology card that says 7th house partners. What are we going to do about USA? Let me ask my partner. That is China, you guys. I swear to God, Putin is not in charge. Okay. In this 11th house, networks, friends, networks of people, they have the Neptune sacrifice card. This, I think, has to do with the war crimes that are going on, but something is going to have to be sacrificed because look what's happening with NATO. Okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 arrows. I don't think I've ever seen President Biden with this many. Here in Washington, D.C., on the ascendant Capricorn, I was thinking when I saw this, he had big plans for what he was going to do. Well, he did. Barely got any coverage, but like the first time in 50 years regarding gun manufacturing and addressing ghost guns, those things are required to have a serial number. We haven't had anything happen of that nature in like 50 years. It was a really BFD. Huge. But here, who am I? Black Moon Lilith, the deepest, darkest pain with the 5 of Wands. So this is like POTUS. This is POTUS addressing the gun thing. The 5 of Wands, the fighting, the guns in the air, this deep, dark pain. I am going to use my power with blessings because I believe in it. But here, I know I was talking about, let's talk about these arrows because we're going to talk about that mole. So in this area of secrets, this one went over to the 4th house, our roots, our defenses. The area of hidden enemies. We don't want anyone to know, but part of our defense depends on what's beneath our feet. And I just saw this. We have Sagittarius here, I see. That represents your home's defense is relying upon something overseas, far away, and the law. Crazy. Crowning Washington, D.C. 3rd house messages. Okay, what about those 3rd house messages has to do with air communications? More comms. What? We have a network dealing with things in the skies for all to see, NATO. We also have what do we value in Washington, D.C.? Our substance. This is who we are. Our substance, our values, our income, what we do, what we believe in, what gives us sustenance. We look to our 7th house partner. Unlike Moscow, in the skies, what are we going to do? I don't know, I'm going to look to a 7th house partner. But here's the connection. How the USA is linking to Moscow has to do with a partnership. Remember, Moscow has the United States on the ascendant. The D.C. has Semyon Mogilovich from when the FBI said they $5 million for him, leading to his arrest. Sorry, I'm jumping all over my words. So you can see by all these arrows, there's a lot of communicating going on. And wow, is there ever. Let me check in. Say hello. Hi, Snow Wolf. Hi, Michelle. Oh, yes, they did arrest that person. And that's awesome. Hi, Debsy. Debsy, I'm tired of the maybe. Yes. We are going to get some eclipses going. So this is when I like eclipses because everything is just kind of stagnant. Yeah, we are kind of stagnant. You guys, nothing's really going to shift until maybe 3. Mars into Pisces this weekend. That full moon in Libra always gets things going. But to really feel a shift in things, like moving off this marker instead of just standing here, that's what our eclipse is going to give us, some movement. And then we'll have a full moon eclipse then in Scorpio. God. So anyway, so that we will be getting movement then. We're just going to be frustrated for a little while longer. And I know it is frustrating as heck. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Linda Foster. Okay, so like I said, I'm like, is there a mole? You know what? Let's just grab some cards for fun, because and this one, oh, you know what? I'm not even going to do the spoiler alert. Let's just see if it'll replicate here, okay? Let's just do that. So, mole. Oh. Okay, so I'm so happy that Maddow is back. I caught a little bit of her tonight. Boy, does she just make things so much better. And she was talking about that massive hacking that's underway, that supposedly a nation state is in our infrastructure. And you know what? Personally, I've been kind of waiting for this to happen, considering everything, a year or two ago, with all those readings I was doing and the visions I was having about how our infrastructure was being protected. I think this was like in the fall, it had to have been fall of 2021, because it was before Don Julio left office. And that I was seeing that our security, cyber intelligence, kind of created a different platform, so to speak, to put our stuff, left the remaining stuff there. Like, remember, it was kind of like a big ball. Stuff was inside. But the hackers were still attacking that. And it was like set up that way because our other stuff, meanwhile, is elsewhere. So that was the last that we heard of it, aside from the colonial pipeline thing going on the East Coast. So I've been kind of waiting for this like hacking thing to happen. Plus, like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe 3 to 4, I kept seeing the Seven of Swords all over the place with President Biden. No, this had to have been more than a month ago. It was closer to our Pluto return at the end of February. The Seven of Swords, I kept seeing him everywhere with it. I was seeing other nations with it. I was seeing our agencies with it. And I thought we were going to be doing some hacking. Well, turns out, and this didn't get a lot of coverage either, I was actually listening to the Daily Beans, by Mueller, she wrote, who read this huge long thing that Merrick Garland was talking about with how the United States, they interrupted a malware attack and stopped it. Now, this was last week. Now, today we find out more attacks happening that Ukraine was able to stop it because they hack all the time. And that now there were CISA and cybersecurity alerts sent out to agencies and infrastructure and probably big corporations, take care of your stuff, basically. But so I was seeing that this over a month ago. Fast forward, this quarter moon, the charts and the cards totally changed. Whereas we usually see Biden with just leadership and the horoscope, I'm doing this and this, We have so many arrows crossing over, meaning there's a lot of teamwork going on and negotiations going on. So that's why I was like, hey now, is there a mole? And I was asking this question. So this is April 9th. I would say a couple days ago, I was asking if there was a mole. And then today I added the cyber attack. And wait till you see this. But let's just, is there a mole? Is there a person that our experts are working with in DC? Right undercover. DC, how do you link to that person? How do you link to Russia? In the background, again, we're not supposed to see this, but so that's why I'm going to put it here. And then everything pointing to this hacking thing. So that's that person. Russia. Oh. And China. Knight of Cups. Hey, can you do me a favor? We got this hacking thing going on, and we'd really like to get in there and get some stuff and accomplish this. We have an agreement. An agreement, a nation. I think this is why they did not say Russia. They said a nation state. They probably should have said nation states. And the 6 Wands mob. The same actors. But I'm also asking about the mole. Can we get it done? So this is hanged. Hanged man, we're caught. I'm going to give you some inside information. We got a different perspective going on. Oh, yes! This, you know, I have these extra cards in my deck from the anniversary deck from the Smith Rider-Waite. They add extra cards. This title of this piece of art is called like Once in Something. I call it Once. For me, this is the card that when you have someone from the outside approaching the executive branch of a country. So this person, I'm going to give you a different perspective covered in approaching another nation. Key person. DC sees that person as 3 of Cups. Helping us out. Look at that. We're going to get something done. Links to Russia. Yes, I could get in jail, but they're protected. But this is to wrap Russia up, you know, to entrap Russia. And this person, regarding the China, tough decisions have to be made. Tough information has to be filtered through. Let's be sure about this. Okay? So all of them comes to this hack that was reported on tonight in USA Infrastructure. There you go. This is my carol card because it has to do with holiday carols celebrating. But this is also a government card. There's another card that I have for conversations, but this is one when it comes directly from the top, the marching orders, the ideas on a government executive level. So this hack, then, I need some more cards. Give me some 2 cards here. For this one is told what to do, and this is the government. The moon card. So this is my Putin G card because all along they have actually been doing everything in tandem. So government hacking, Putin G. It's coming in fast and furious with oh gosh, malware, an attack, a digital, fiery, hot mess of attack from another country. So the United States has the death card, how to stop this, how to end it. That's how this person linked to the hack. This is the Russia with the hack in the USA. Going back to the past. We're going to go do this like we've tested before with Ukraine. Yes, because they've tested it and they want to carry this out. With inexperienced people, jeez. In China, how do you relate? The unseen manipulator. These are all the factors that contribute to this. How are you guys doing? Paisley, what? Just one carol? It means something like holiday carols. Like this is supposed to be getting ready for, like a play. So I just call this carol, if that makes sense. Yes, Electra. The mole is on the United States side. Now, let me show you. So we've seen this. So this is Washington, D.C. I did Biden, Harris, Pelosi, Schumer, J6 committee, General Milley, Joint Chiefs. I'm getting so much good stuff from them lately. I did one, and this was days ago, communications and how we're collaborating with UA. I think it is last weekend. What are our plans on dealing with the Russia? And then I was like, is there a mole inside the Kremlin? That's what this is. There's all these arrows. It's going to get confusing because the arrows tell an incredible story. This was the Tarotscope I did in Moscow. The mole. This is Vlad, him. This was the chemical attack. This red is regarding NATO. This line is regarding Sweden, Finland. This is regarding Xi Jinping. What he meant by meddling in the US 2022 midterms. What his plan is then with meddling. And pay attention to this one. The next two. Regarding the GOP and the midterms, their plan, what is the role, what the heck is going on with Mar-a-Lago? Why is that still useful for him? Because I keep seeing Mar-a-Lago all over the place lining up against Ukraine. And then down here, I added inflation for the United States because this stuff is so artificially inflated. Okay, so that's what I was looking at. So I have a mole here in Moscow. I have a mole down here. I added this line to here, to Moscow. So it's the same exact stuff. Okay? So here's a cyber attack. So I wanted to know, where does the mole line up over there in Moscow? So he has the Two of Wands, the once card, meaning talking with the government, with the Two of Wands. We're putting out a plan. The Two of Wands is shared with Sweden, Finland. Like, this might be bigger on their counterattack going against Kremlin, okay? Over here, once in the Two of Wands, the mole, guess who has that? The Joint Chiefs have that, the once. Oh, we've heard from you? And the Two of Wands, remember he has the once and the Two of Wands over here? Where is it? Joint Chiefs has the once, the Two of Wands is the United States plan regarding Russia and what we're going to do with them. That's the freaking mole. This is just this one little square on the ascendant, you guys. Okay, so like that's a match. Now let's move to the first house. The mole has the Six of Wands. A shared celebration. Nobody else shares that. In Washington, D.C. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The mole inside of the Kremlin, that's their Tarotscope. It is different from the Moscow one. Okay, just for clarity. Well, he's gone from having the Two of Wands here, what's giving him life, taking it a step further in who he is with the Three of Wands. This is what I'm doing. We're having some success. Okay? And what is pointing to this? We've got several things pointing to this. So you notice I have arrows going across the top from the horoscope. This was the astrology cards telling me what to link to what. So an arrow going either way. I am looking for the same card or the same card in this one, or if they're in each other's place, if that makes sense. But these arrows link them. So the mole has the Three of Wands with a plan that's being put out there. Do I have the Three of Wands there? What did we have here? Okay. What's linking back to this, his green, where's the green? Oh my God. Because fifth house of the sun, this is actually Speaker Pelosi. Had the Three of Wands, the fifth house to the first house, is that arrow. She has the Three of Wands, it's going back to the first, a mole inside the Kremlin. Stick with me here. We also have, what's pointing here? Again, the fifth house to the first house. We have the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords back to him. Four of Swords, this is hacking. You know, the guy laying low. So that is how his is talking to himself. It shows him, this is who I am as a mole. I'm having some chatting going on about an offer, laying low, the Four of Swords, because this is the plan. Okay? Now, eek. What do I want to... Let's stick with him. So over here in Moscow, second house, the mole. That's your income. That's your gain. This is where it is, the tower. So why would he want to wreak havoc and a force against the income of Russia? The substance of Russia? What is the substance of Russia? What do they value? Hacking a huge freaking tower. So when you go to Washington, D.C. then, this same card shows up for Washington, D.C. This is what Washington, D.C. is about. The tower reverse, deflecting a tower moment of hacking. And this guy has it here upright. They're on the same page there. Here in Moscow, the substance says, go to the partner. Well, who shows up with this tower card as a partner? Who shows up with that? The Joint Chiefs. Do you see this? In DC, the second house goes to the seventh house. So here, this guy in Moscow has the tower, and the tower shows up here in a partnership with the Joint Chiefs. Okay, that's interesting. And then, temperance. Balancing things, balancing information, balancing the hacking. That is in communications, which is so important for Washington, D.C. In fact, the astrology cards kept pointing to messages, messages, messages. Well, here for him with messages, Moscow has this pointing to secrets. Messages. Well, the cyber attack over here in Washington, D.C., the 3rd to the 12th, in Washington, D.C., has the temperance card reversed. So his comms from there are upright. In D.C., they're reversed. We were able to stop something. In Moscow, 4th house roots. This is what you're defending. This is what's hidden that people can't really see. This is like where you feel safe and secure in your home and no one can see you. We have the Chariot. Things are moving. An op is getting underway in Moscow. Well, in Moscow, this said, go here to networks. Who has this network? Sweden and Finland. Like, I think he's working with Sweden and Finland and NATO and US to prevent this. So we've got that there. And then do we have the Chariot? Where does the Chariot show up here? No, it doesn't show up here. This is in Moscow. Now, who is he? The 5th house of the sun. We have the devil. That is usually more of kind of like a China thing, but we know what the devil is. Can't get rid of Putin, can't get rid of this stuff. We are bound to it. And the astrology said, look here, the devil, to your defenses, the 4th. The devil showed up. Wait, where is it? The devil did show, or was it pointing this way? I'm sorry, where's the devil? I know the devil linked in here. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. I am just going to keep going. The mole in Moscow, the 4 of swords, the 6th house. Those are your public servants. This is your military. The 4 of swords, that is like malware. That is software laying low. Well, it linked up in Moscow with the chemical attack. I don't know how that relates, or we're just keeping quiet about that, or if there are comms related to that. It linked up with what Putin thought about NATO. Like the chemical attack was released because of, oh, there you go, because of NATO. These guys saying, we're going to join NATO. Yes. And in Washington, D.C., this 4 of swords shows up for the mole right next to it here. They're right side by side. I swear to God, he is working with people. We have the lovers, the justice. Justice came up. Okay, well, I'm just going to move on. 6 of swords. What's crowning the mole in the Kremlin? We've got the 6 of swords here. Who is the 6 of swords? Why do I have it highlighted? Oh, because in Moscow, the 10th house, remember what's crowning them? Their 7th house partner. Who's in charge here? I don't know. Let me ask this person. Well, the 6 of swords, transmitting information. Transmitting information. This is crowning the mole. It says go to the 7th house of partners, and that shows up regarding Mar-a-Lago. The mole knows. I have been seeing all over the place Mar-a-Lago pairing up with Ukraine. Okay, I'm just going to grab cards because this just bothers me so much about Mar-a-Lago and Ukraine. Like, what is he doing with that? Right? How are you guys doing? Maddow is talking about Finland in 1939 fighting Russia right now. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen? I'm so glad she covered how prepared Finland is for any attack by the Russia, because it's like they have their entire infrastructure below ground. I don't know how you defeat Finland if you're going to invade them. And they learned. And I think everyone is like, they have a system set up so that every single person can get to a safe place within hours, not days, like hours. People know where they have to go underground for their shelter, and everything's stocked there. It's truly amazing. Okay. Dr. Nancy, yes, Zelensky continues to amaze me. He has so much support. I mean, he is starting to look more relaxed, like we got this. They sunk their ship today. Well, of course, I don't know why Russia would even bother with their ships, because they just are bad news anyways, always has been. Don't they always fall apart? Okay, so this is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. Which way should I do this? I'm seeing like this. What is this guy doing? I'm like getting, he's responsible for this. He attacks it this way, this way, this way. And in this column is like where everything is just supposed to get lost, you know, by I don't know what. But like where things, I guess, you know, reroute, whatever. But so we have this. But then there's also a Russia-China influence. Okay, so we'll do... Okay, so I'm just going to put 3 cards across. And what does that mean for... I swear to God, this... When this stuff breaks, especially... And I just am amazed that they still are not calling out China. It's just Russia, even though China is always right there. So, Tarot, I want to see Mar-a-Lago. I want to see Mar-a-Lago. Why is Mar-a-Lago caught up in this? Oh, my throat is so dry right now, I cannot even swallow. I'm hovering over something again, you guys. It is always the go-to sign. So we are hovering right over this with Mar-a-Lago. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mar-a-Lago. Show me Mar-a-Lago. And the GOP. Sorry. Mar-a-Lago. GOP. Okay. Because they are all in. They all freaking know. GOP. How's Mitch involved in this? That's not it. I'm going to get my hacking, my hacking deck. My hacking, oh my gosh, my left ear just opened up. I did not even know it was closed. Wow. I feel like I've got a big speaker magnifier on my left ear. Wow. I need a card for my left ear. What just happened? This is my left ear. Okay. Whoops. Mar-a-Lago is responsible for doing these 4 things. Oh, there's 2 of them here. Okay, we'll just keep those there. I can tell all these, nope, not, are these all reversed or not? It feels like whatever came in, it transformed into something else on this other side. Look at that, the courier. Okay. Russia. Gosh, this feels like a well-oiled machine, like they've been doing this forever. China's like, don't look at me. I'm disguised. You can't see me. Okay, these are invisible cards. Nobody look at China. And all together, it's to do that, do that, do that, do that. Okay, my left ear opened up because I'm getting offered some information. I'm getting a lot of support from the universe with some information. What you gonna tell us? The question was, what does Mar-a-Lago have to do with all this towards Ukraine? Death. There's been a lot of death. Endings. Transfer. They want him out because they want him out. Ten of Pentacles. This is more like China, Xi Jinping, because now Russia's made money. They're paying their bills. The Ten of Wands, fast data transfer, that is hacking. This is what Mar-a-Lago is doing. That's the role. And Mar-a-Lago is transmitting stuff for the China and hacking. Marie Sutton, because the news has been talking about quid pro quo Zelensky again, and he's trying to cover. Okay. So this is the function of Mar-a-Lago. We have, what you doing? Oh my gosh, he is communicating with the governments and getting instructions. That's the Carol card. What kind of instructions from Russia, China, Russia? How to disguise this? Pretend it's this, pretend it's that. Hang. His job, this is the relationship to hacking. He's getting orders from another government to make way, distraction, be a distraction for what's going on here. He's good at lying and distracting the world with stuff. There's China's card. He's being told by China what to do in the United States of America. His script is coming from that. So this is what Mar-a-Lago's doing. Queen of Pentacles, money, work on behalf of another nation, hermit, and surveillance. That's what the function is of Mar-a-Lago. It is a hub for all this espionage. For the GOP, fighting. Why are we fighting? Are we causing a distraction fighting? Like Abbott? Like Abbott? Yes. This is part of the plan. Slow things down, grind things to a halt, make life impossible in the United States. Because that is very good news for them. That's the goal. Mitch, because it gives him power for the elections. Power to the hacker. Mitch knows. Mitch freaking knows. So, from Mar-a-Lago, with this setup, the Page of Wands reversed, sending out the signal, the information about the news. Hey, are you ready to go? He thinks he's undercover. Russia. The Five of Cups. Remember my Five of Cups card. This is how Russia, China enter another nation, take a bunch of stuff, exit a nation, knocking all these cups down, and exit a different door. I mean, could this be even more perfect of an analogy? The Page of Wands is standing here at the shores of Mar-a-Lago. Hey, Russia. Hey, Russia. We're in, says China. And what goes out? Temperance. I've got some of this information. I've got some of that information. And we're going to do this to Ukraine. The Page of Pentacles, data. What else about this? What else? This Page of Pentacles, money news. Information to make their life a living hell. This is terrorism. This whole thing, the Hermit, surveillance, the King of Pentacles, and leader with money, and a government. Bullying their way into hacking, into Ukraine. This is crazy. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Is Truth Social and Nunes a hacking front for that? I believe there was a role in that, but I feel like that role is more related to crypto and using that information from Truth Social to do a bigger thing, even though they totally suck. So that's point one, what the Mar-a-Lago is doing, why it is always triangulated against Ukraine since the war began. I just am blown away by it. So that the second thing here, Mar-a-Lago, on a world level, I intend to do this on a world level, and I want to end you. So on a world level, here's the Russia, the King of Cups. I'm just me. I'm just, here. Is this Putin or is it? This is going after Biden. Russia wants to go after Biden on the world stage. G, the devil, bringing the wrath of the devil upon Biden. And together, it hits Ukraine. My no card is the cover-up. What are they covering up through this channel? We're covering up. We're really covering up the cloud as to what we're really doing. We're going to pretend like we're actually off to a new start with Ukraine. We are just going to cover up this thing that we're actually doing and pretend it's just a new start to get back at Biden. And all of this hits Ukraine because Mother Russia wants freaking Ukraine. Ukraine has the goods and the minerals and the resources that they want. This is so frustrating. Oh, look what's on the bottom of this deck. The Ace of Swords reversed. Or does it go like this? No, it goes like this. The Ace of Swords and the Devil. Implanting the devil. Like this is going across the cables. That's how they're trying to win the war, the world, everything. And that is their ultimate. This is why they're all in this together. Don Julio, Putin, and G. So the third thing, Mar-a-Lago set up in their weird attack focus in Ukraine. These two cards fell out on their own. Betrayal, treason, and timing. Always timing and for things to their benefit because they betray, lie all the time. With the Russia, oh, see, this feels like Donald gets high off of this. For the Russia, so Putin can have his justice with Ukraine. He wants it. G, 10 wands reversed. They don't have to carry the burden, even though they're footing the bill. Reversed. This is totally like lining up with them to do whatever they want to get done over here. And altogether, it has this effect. The mobsters, 6 wands mob, for this. For the transnational, organized, criminal enterprises. Make their wishes come true. That's what they want. And then lastly, the fourth thing, why this setup is going on with Mar-a-Lago, because Donald is done. The 10 of Swords in the back. He has nowhere else to go. Nobody likes him. Everybody hates him. He should just go eat some worms. And the Rusher says, yeah, you're done. Russia says, I'm done too. But because you're done, we have to get stuff done. For China, the emperor who's funding this all this to UA, the 6 of Swords reversed, hoping to have Ukraine spinning in circles, just capsizing, just never getting to any sense of calm, for an intended effect of the Queen of Wands, a leader, a different leader for that nation. Putin wants to be in charge of Ukraine. That's how it all works together. It's just like the same thing just keeps replicating everywhere, no matter where, space and time, with these yahoos. It's always the same motivation, the same exploits, the same. It's so annoying. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? Hi, Janine Adams. Paisley snakes. Yes. The worms come in, the worms come out. I feel we've been hacked. What do you mean by that, Dr. Nancy? I didn't figure that little ditty was nationwide. Oh. Guess I'll go eat some worms. Yeah, you should eat worms. If Pootie told him to eat worms, he'd be eating worms. Feeling good. Okay, there are a lot of more intimate connections between the mole. Like wherever you see green, that's the mole, where he's lining up exactly. Somehow, I can't even talk. Okay, that's another one. Schumer, there's the devil. The devil, Schumer has the devil reversed, lined up with the mole. He also, the 7 of Wands, the mole's hidden secret, that is also Schumer's hidden secret. Like, they're in cahoots. Why would Schumer show up so much like that? And Pelosi had a little bit. I mean, Schumer, that has to be the Senate. The Joint Chiefs showed up with this guy with the once card of the tower. The communications and collaborations with Ukraine, that's the secret. So I think the mole is also helping Ukraine because they have blocked several things. Oh, Washington, D.C. What is the plan with Russia? Well, we've got the part of fortune card in the skies over Washington, D.C. It's not even reversed. So there's like something good happening about the plan regarding Russia. Well, when you come over here, lands far away, right next to that, it's right here. This was Putin's plan for inflation, because the other day I was getting, before he found out about Abbott, he had a roll about inflation going on. That's lands far away. When I get cards right next to each other, they're in cahoots. Oh, because in the cyber attacks here, look, the cyber attacks. So Putin's plan about inflation, the United States lands far away. The cyber attacks, this was reversed, meaning Putin sees an opportune moment to attack the U.S. and really compromise them, their infrastructure, and further drive up inflation But the cyber attacks have this reverse meaning. I think that means they're repelling what's going on. I know there was one more that I was like, holy shnikes. I just could not even believe it. Fool. The cyber attacks here. Look at this. You guys, the secret in the U.S. and D.C., we have the Fool card reversed. I saw that over here. In the area of secrets. So it was like a secret attack, but reversed, fending off the Fool. That's the secret. The mole in Moscow also had the Fool card reversed, like the cyber attack, exactly, fending off the attack for what Putin thinks about Xi. Is that crazy? To me, that says, for entertainment purposes only, the cyber attack linked to the mole, giving the heads up to repel it because he knows what Putin is planning with Xi against the United States. Because Putin regarding Xi, who is Xi? Who am I? We have the Page of Swords, a spy, with the Four of Swords, hacking. That's all he's about. There's just so much. Everything keeps popping and I'm like, freaking out all over the place. No, go away, webcams. Let's delete that guy. Block that guy. Block. Remove. Thank you. What a loser. Who? You're really going to come on my site at this time to do that? Or maybe is the algorithm picking up too much on what's going on? Okay. So, do you guys have any questions? I just want to make sure I talked about this. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. There's so much going on. What's your question? In fact, it can be anything. What's your question? I'm not ready to go yet. I do need to clean up my cards, though. Let me clean up my cards. You guys write down your question. Put these in order. Okay. Okay, am I settled? Are we good here? Do I have all my cards? This goes here. This goes here. I am one. When will the war be over? I don't know. We're coming up to eclipses. That'll get things moving. I don't think it's going to last a long time because Putin did this after a third quarter moon, decided to go to war. His whole astrological timing sucked. It was terrible. And he made his plan during Mercury retrograde. I've tried in the background to ask, when is this going to be over? And I kind of get like a soft, don't go there, because it might transmute into something else. Okay, I do know come May, June, it's like we're really happy. Okay. Okay, so what do we got here? Is there a fake mole too? I don't think so intuitively. I don't feel like there's one. There's a lot of imposters, we know. Okay. Show me imposter moles. Real mole. Oh. It wants to be invisible. It says I'm not giving you a card. Here's the United States. The fake mole I feel like there's a lot out there that wants to be a mole, but they're fake. But the United States responds by the real mole, your relationship to. I keep getting Joint Chiefs in my head. Stability. Taking in information, good guys, bad guys. Who's the fool, who's not the fool. This is the imposter. Hey. Hey now. I'm approaching the executive government because I've got some information. Wink, wink. Really? See, this screams those two guys that, you know, with Secret Service. They try to relate to the U.S. by their strength and might. The United States says, Eight of Swords. This is like our defenses around us. This is not like we're in a nightmare or terrorism. It's just that we have so much information about these yahoos that we fend them off all over the place. It kind of makes it a nightmare for them. And the plans that come to the U.S., we know and we thwart them. Our good mole is from the past. Knows this is Russia trying to acquire Ukraine. Look at this. Our real mole, there are regular comms going on with them. Oh, I'm getting there's several moles. So there's this regular talks about intelligence and matching up intelligence to the targets. Does it work, pan out? This is the Carol card again. This is a nation talking to another. So they are talking to another nation. A real mole. There's judgments there. I judge this information to be correct or else I'm dead. And can we please end what? We need, what's the common denominator here? Ending what? The star is Putin's war, wanting to end his war on Ukraine. Okay. When will the, okay, answer but too much. Because of NATO, because there are nations that are compromised who are in NATO. I feel like there's several. And they're working very cooperatively. You guys, this is big. And they're trying to keep this all quiet. Okay. Is there a coup being planned in Russia? I don't know. I cannot feel it. Oh, my throat. Yeah, I just read your question. My throat got tightened up. Is there a coup being planned on Russia taking over the government? Okay. Show me Putin Lavrov. Let's see if we can map this out. This is Putin Lavrov. What is this? Ugh. So these, I just feel like these are here. I don't know what this is, but here are plans. It isn't just Putin Lavrov. It is those like them. The challenge, this is what the challenge to those plans. It's so hard to get past this. The goal is to steamroll over them and get to this area It doesn't have a whole lot of structure, but it feels desperate, like it wants to be fed. Please, please, like this is what the goal is. Oh my gosh, here we go. More governments in discussions. Oh my gosh. Judgments. We judge this information. Who's judging this information? World governments. World governments are putting a lot of pressure on this to happen. That would be Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. This might be the pressure with sanctions. So we have plans here. Plans to subvert, the Ace of Wands reversed. People coordinating, putting plans together. If it can work. The Queen of... Is this the... Oh God, please don't tell me this. Is this the United States? And like United... Oh boy, that might be the U.S. Lovers, pacts. This is country to country. So country to country. This is what we really, really, really want to have. Oh, wait. Oh, I think this was the I think these were the two challenges. So this is the challenge, is keeping stuff secret about this under wraps, the secret developing. And the challenge is getting to that point of really, really making it happen. There's ideas. We want it to happen, but there's some challenges because we don't want to be in war. So taking all that information would be just to steamroll them delicately. Two of Pentacles, keeping our balance. Putin has a plan. He just wants to have his war, and Lavrov is manipulating things to make sure the propaganda and everything fits, but we want to roll over that because this is high stakes. The world has had enough. We're trying to get to this. A rule of country of laws, spies making it happen, and the will to fight for this. I don't know if a coup is going to happen. It's just, we'll see after the eclipse and after Mars goes into Pisces, because everything has felt so clamped down with this Mars-Saturn transit since the beginning of March. This might let up because there are pieces definitely being put into place. Is there a coup being planned in Russia? Steven, does the U.S. Whoops, what is it? Does the U.S. what? Does the U.S. Janine, does the U.S. master cyber intelligence? What are you asking me? Are we the master of cyber? You guys, every time I tune into, cyber, I'm burping. Cyber, our intelligence, the United States is so sophisticated and so far ahead of the curve on what they've created. There's nothing like it on the planet. And you know why? It's because we live in a democracy and free thinking. Russia and China, they steal stuff all the time. The brains, brains growing up in conditions like that cannot think outside of the box in free thinking ways. They're always trapped. Do you see what I mean by that? Oh my gosh, there goes my throat again. Democracies will have superior intelligence and superiority at the cyber game just because those environments create brains that can flourish and realize their potential. You live or are born into stifling environments, it's always inhibited. It just organically, by its nature, cannot be superior. It just can't work. cheese it. Jared and Don Jr. are getting a lot of attention. Will they be going to jail soon? You guys, I don't know. It's like eventually all of them are just gone and like everyone forgets about them and maybe they are in jail. But there does come a time where we're totally past this and there's no doubt they're all criminals. You know, but I think it takes a while. So if anyone's like counting on jail soon, I don't think it's going to happen. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to say 7 years for several reasons. Because of our Pluto return. Because the parallel of 1776 to, was it 1783, the American Revolution was over. We had our Pluto return on 2/20/2022. We weren't having a problem with tea and taxes. However, we had this problem of being under the thumb of England's rule across the sea, creating a lot of problems in what the colonies were supposed to do, what they were supposed to mean, and it had to break apart. We had to become ourselves. But that war, 1776, we declared independence, but the American Revolution and that war continued. How many years is this? 7 years. Imagine that. 7 years, that is 1/4 of a Saturn return. So 7 years, I don't know if that's how long it takes to get closure, but all this stuff, there are thousands of people involved in this and around the globe. And we are talking about other governments that we have to get past as well. This is like the most complicated thing. So it's going to take a while. Now, yes, they're all in trouble. Things are so cloudy and weird right now, I don't even want to comment on it. I know we're going to get some more pull as we eclipse along with our Pluto return, but we have forever turned a page, forever. It is impossible to go back to the way things were. Okay? Okay. Hello. I don't feel like, Janine, I don't feel like Putin can get to our utilities. We have known about this for so long. There was planning going on to protect our nation even while Don Julio was in office. And since I feel like our stuff is protected, but now remember, I will bet you, kind of like colonial, whatever that was, that these big corporations might have their own problems with infrastructure. And long ago, our administration said, hey, if you want to have cybersecurity protection, you're going to have to sign up with the stuff that we use with the United States government. Otherwise, we can't protect you. You will be at the mercy of ransomware. You know what? I don't recall it didn't seem like we were always having ransomware problems and attacks and busts. It seems like that's been kind of quiet. Last 6 months to a year, it seems like the thing before, Ukraine that was getting all the airtime was like the opioids and the bus and in so much Biden success. They do not want him to have success. Yeah, Marie Sutton, that $2 billion loan given to Jared by the Saudis, we knew that. We knew that in 2021. I don't know why all of a sudden they're reporting on it now, because that was known. Same with Mnuchin. In fact, Mnuchin went to Saudi Arabia the week after, within days of the inauguration. So it's just weird to me. Media, why the heck are you reporting on this now? Because remember, the media gives us information to control the narrative, to create outrage, to terrorize us with how utterly deplorable all those assholios are and the mob and getting away with stuff, right? Why now? We've known about a lot of stuff. Why? Are we talking about J6? No. All those things we're not talking about. Are we talking about the fact that today we made history with Vice President Harris? They had the first ever cabinet, the first time a presidential cabinet assembled together, VP Harris at the helm, to talk about increased maternal mortality. Think about that. Why are women dying so young and related to giving birth? This is the first time ever we had a discussion like this on a cabinet level in U.S. history. Did that make the news? No, it did not. That's freaking amazing. That is so amazing. So back to my question, MSM, so annoying. Why are you flooding the airways and the news and everywhere about this $2 billion? Come on, why? Why now? Why now? Why now? Why now? I feel like because J6 is a problem, UK and Russia, we need to switch our attention from Russia being the enemy to the Saudis being the enemy. I just got that. Why now? Jared's $2 billion. Yeah, we know. What does this have to, why are we talking about this in relationship to J6 and Ukraine? Why are we talking about this instead of that? And why not instead of Russia? Why are we focused? Why the Saudis? Come on. Oh, we're not supposed to. There's something else about the Saudi we're not supposed to be looking at. Again, this is flooding the zone with crap, getting people to talk about the thing that is off top. Why? What is coming out? What's coming out about the Saudis that they don't want anyone to know? There is something there. What's coming out about the Saudis? Oh, what's coming out about the Saudis? The United States of America has some questions about the attack. And they are freaking hung up on it. That's what's going on with the Saudi. But the MSM wants us to talk about Jared and $2 billion because that's an easy, comfortable thing to talk about with oligarchs. And he was in the government, and the king of money, all this money, so out of touch. It's a really strong story. Why are we talking about it? Because it's money news. It gives them good money news. Balance out money news. Timing of stuff coming out about the freaking devil, which is also China. Why are we talking about this? Foundation as the power? Because the MSM has the power to just talk about this ad nauseum. Because they can. Because instead of J6, the MSM is very defensive about J6, about Ukraine. MSM is like, that's from the past. We want to move on. 6 of Cups. About the Russia, MSM is like, we can't talk about Russia anymore. 10 of Wands. Haven't you noticed people have kind of softened on Russia? Kind of softened up a little bit? A little bit of tolerance for the Russia? But we're going to switch to the Saudis with this story because there's a lot of money. It helps Mother Russia. Because there's bad freaking news coming out that's been offered, that's come out in the support. We know it has to do with the United States. The Saudi is caught up in something. The actions that they took with the Queen. It's coming from the FBI and the courts. What is? There is news coming out with conspiracies. Yep. Related to Russia, Putin's involvement, Ukraine, Eight of Swords reversed. I'm getting nothing on this. J6 Saudis. That's the Pegasus spyware. Intelligence. That's what it is. There's some bad news coming. There is some really bad news developing, coming out. And if we just talk about Jared and the Saudis long enough, maybe we won't be able to pay attention or make sense of it when that information hits. It's so ridiculous. They're so obsessed with it. Yes, Nancy, this has been going on since Reagan and the Iran-Contra cover-up, the Gulf War with Bush, the Clintons got in the way, and then 9/11 happened, and then Obama got in the way. Exactly. And if you look at that timeline, I actually found a tweet. My hypothesis has been going along that, like, the information war, the propaganda, the surveillance with Facebook and all that stuff, the meddling, the information war, I thought started between 2008, 2009, because so many things pointed in that direction, even with Cambridge Analytica. 2009, tweet from, I don't know who, it's on my timeline somewhere. Someone was able to run the numbers on the number of pro-Putin, pro-Russia tweets related to Putin and Ukraine. And the timeline started in 2009. The timeline, so if you're just doing a frequency count, the numbers of fake accounts retweeting, repeating positive things about the Kremlin, it started in freaking 2009. But this is the thing, when we get to 2022, like, it just, where's 2016? I just remember it started way down here. And then as we got, then it got up higher, like around 2015, 2016. And since then, it's just been kind of going like this. And then all of a sudden, like the week of the invasion, it went like this. You can't even see it. It just off the charts, off with fake accounts. Traces back to 2009. Yeah, that's where this stuff starts. Rebecca Mercer upset because another black woman, because Obama got a second term, she wanted to end it. Oh, Bilderbergs. Nancy Lee, I can't remember what that's about. Okay. Distractions. Minution is... Okay. You're right, Marie. We have the universe on our side. See, this is why I don't get upset that much. And I'm just chilling out until April 30th. You know how I say, we do the lunations. You guys know this. You've been with me long enough, except I've been kind of slacking lately because of mice in the attic, but whatever. You guys know. You've been with me long enough. What am I doing here? We have a new moon. I'm going to go this way. You can even make this like a bell curve. We have a quarter moon. This is when we plant seeds. This is when the energy is going to go. It peaks at the full moon. Things wrap themselves up kind of at the third quarter moon. And here we have the balsamic moon, the final vestiges of a lunation. You can't grow anything anymore. There's no more power to go forward. This is more of a reflective period, making decisions for your next cycle of growth. We know that. That's true of the full moons. This is true about, we can apply this to our eclipses. Not in a month, but let's just say, we'll say like a 2-year period, okay? That happens like in a new moon solar eclipse. The first quarter, like 1 month later, always something's going on. But again, if this is 1 year, things build and dissipate. Since, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, I should have done 6 months. Let's just do 3 months here, 6 months here. So the last full moon eclipse we had, which was one of Revelation, that was back in November 2019, 6 months ago. And let's just say that full moon illuminated everything. This is backwards. We're just looking at the time period. The first 3 months really gave an oomph. Holy crap. Wait, no, 1, 2. This would be 3 months. This was during Aquarius season. End of January. End Feb. Okay? We're coming back around to Taurus season. This is just the 6-month period since that last eclipse. So you can see, again, there's no more juice here to go forward. We're at the end. I am chilling out until April 30th. It's our new moon solar eclipse in Taurus. I'm sorry, fixed signs and T-Barb. My dear T-Barb. This is going to be a doozy. Fixed signs, especially 10 degrees to 14 degrees. Okay? So, chill. It's terrible news that's going on. They're going to try to find stuff to get you upset. It is not going to have staying power or power of movement to do something new. I am just chilling out because I know this is the only amount of time I'm going to get until this thing hits. And then there's going to be a full moon eclipse and then holy spring and summer. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. Oh my God, especially Leo season is going to be nuts, you guys. Nuts. Okay? A doozy. Yes, T-Barb, a doozy. I think it's a doozy. I'm not looking forward to this. It's going to happen though. But though, look at all the shite we've been through as if we can't handle a little more because this is changing for the good, for the better, for our future. It's something we have to go through. And because it's our Pluto return, it's like nobody knows what's going to happen. I mean, we kind of do, but it's all part of the process and getting on the other side of this insanity, this whole 2019, 2020 till now. It's part of all that. Okay, so I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys chill out. I hope I get my attic stuff done because it's kind of crazy. Okay, so you guys have a good evening. Chill out. You can have chilling out time, and the world is not going to fall apart. We've got about 2 weeks or so until this new moon solar eclipse. We're going to have a full moon in between now and then. Pay attention. Watch the signs. If you're getting the urge to turn some stuff over now and kind of change ahead of this new moon solar eclipse, don't resist that, because what you're resisting right now is going to get blown apart, so to speak, with the eclipse or an eclipse click. So you're supposed to chill. There's not a lot we can do right now. Enjoy Mars and Pisces. We're going to get some new life this weekend. It's going to feel different. The burden, the stress, how things have felt so clamped down and immovable, we're going to get relief from there, okay? Oh, hi, Holly Coleman. Hi, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, wonderful moderators. Thank you so much. Thank all of you for being here, part of our journey together. Thank you so much for your wonderful donations. They're very much appreciated. Please hit the like button. It helps me out so much. I need help. Good night, all. Stay safe. Thank you, Snow Wolf. Thank you, Rob D. Yes, it's interesting. Yes, Debsy, get some relief. Chill out, okay? Take it all in because we're headed to Taurus season, and Taurus is also about comfort food, basking in the environment, and in the springtime, okay? Hi, Connie B. Okay. Cheryl, I'm feeling huge changes for me possibly before that time. Yeah, it's like you can kind of feel it out there, right? Okay, so I'm going to go. You guys take care. We'll see you soon. Bye. Yes, Julie, you just watched the end. Okay, good night.